Ciao! Welcome back to the channel. I'm Luca, your Android engineer, and in today's video I want to show and talk about an underrated feature that has been released with the latest release of Android Studio Koala, July 2024. Back at Google I/O this year, Koala was announced in the preview with a lot of existing new feature, and I made a video about it which you can now see on the screen. In this video I look how this new feature behaves, how they work, and I explore the most exciting feature that has been released in my opinion. This feature was not announced back then, and it went a bit under the hood on the release page of the latest release we got. I'm on the screen of the latest release right now. As you can see, Android Studio Koala 2024.1.1, which is the patch of July 2024. If we scroll down to the patch release note, there is a lot going on. The following is a list of the patch release in Android Studio Koala and Android Studio Gradle plugin 8.5. The one I want to talk to you about is the last of the release note, which is side-by-side layout in running device windows. The running device window can now show more than one device at a time. To use this side-by-side layout, go to the menu and click split and move right or split and move down. You can also drag a device tab to the selected spot. Before the release, to have a side-by-side emulator, the only way was to not have the emulator running inside Android Studio, but having them run as a separate application, or having an external tool mirroring windows, such as script copy, which allow you to mirror a physical device on your screen of your computer. But with this, you needed a physical device and an emulator. So the only real way to have two emulators running side by side was to have them not running in Android Studio. To have a device not running in Android Studio, you need to open the settings of Android Studio, which is Command Comma and macOS, and scroll down to Tool and select the Emulator tab, and then uncheck the Launch in Running Device tool window. But now let's dive into this new feature and see how we can enable that. From your Android Studio windows, first of all, you want to open your Running Device tab. It's usually on the top right corner of your IDE, but I moved it on the left as I like it more on that side. If you click on that icon, it will open the Running Device tool. If you don't have any Running Device tool here, it will show an empty Windows. And to start a new device, you need to click the plus here, Add Device, and then select one of the virtual devices listed in the list here. If you don't have any emulator installed on your machine, you need to do so. If you're familiar with how you create an emulator on your machine, feel free to skip on at the time right now on the screen to see how just to run multiple devices. Right, so you want to know how to create a new emulator on your machine. There is a Device Manager tab, which is usually, and in my case as well, on the right top corner of your IDE. If you tap on it, a new window will open. There is a plus icon here, which lets you add a device. You can create a virtual device or select remote devices. Let's click on Create Virtual Device. A new window open here at the center of your screen, where you can select a device definition. As you can see, there is a list of pixel devices, a generic resizable device, a small phone, and a medium phone. Or you can create a tablet, Wear OS device, desktop device, TV devices, automotive device, and legacy device, which contains the Pixel C and all the Nexus devices and generic phones with different screen and resolution. Let's go ahead and select phone, and for now we will create a Pixel 8 emulator. So let's tap on next. Here on this page of the setup, you need to select the SDK that will be installed, so the version of the operating system that the emulator will run. For now, I only have Tiramisu, S, and R installed, but let's say that you want an SDK that you don't have installed yet. Well, there is this download button next to the name. If you tap on that, the download operation will start, and they will let you know as soon as the operation of the download has finished in order for you to keep going on the process. Downloading an entire image for an operating system occupies a lot of memory and also a lot of bandwidth. I recommend you to do so only if you're connected to a free Wi-Fi. It also will take a lot of time depending on speed of your Wi-Fi connection. When the download is complete, you can click on the finish button and then you will see that the one that you just downloaded is now selectable. We can click on next to get to the last part of the configuration of your emulator. This page just lets you provide a name to your emulator, but also you can change a lot of things here. There is also a show advanced settings that let you customize your emulator even more. I usually like to cold boot the device in order for it to start from scratch every time I close and reopen the emulator. But if you don't need any specific configuration of your emulator, I will suggest that you leave this page untouched and just change the name if the one provided doesn't suit your needs. We can then click on finish and we will see that the new device will appear here. Now, to run a new device, you have two options. You can click on the play icon here inside the device manager where you just created your devices, or you can tap on the plus in the running device window and select the one that you just created. And we can see that the running device has changed and switched to Pixel 8 API 34, and a new icon appeared here, which is show hidden tabs, that let us select the Pixel 4 that we had already running. Once you have the two devices running, you can then set them to be shown side by side. To do so, you will need to expand the running devices window a little bit to have both tabs displayed here. You can then right click on one of them and you can see that we have two options: split and move right and split and move down. This will just change the configuration of how the two devices are split on the screen. I'll show you the split and move down first, which will create the two devices one on top of the other. Every time a Windows is reopened, it will reconnect to the emulator. So this might take a while. With this in mind now, if you have two running devices, running your application with the keyboard shortcut or with just tapping the Run app here at the top of your IDE won't run the app on both of them. We still have this drop down here, always on the top, and you need to select on which one of the two devices the app will be run. So if we run our app into our Pixel 8 API 34 devices, we will see that the app will be installed and run on the top emulator and not on the bottom one. To run the app on the other one as well, you need to select the device and then run the app on that as well. The same applies when you make some changes on your code and you rerun the app, or for example, if you have a composable that can be refreshed, it will not be refreshed on the device that is not selected. To unsplit the device, it's really simple. You just need to right click on one of them and there is this unsplit instead of the split and move right and split and move down that we've seen before. And this applies to both the tabs that you have split. So let's unsplit them and then split and move right in order for me to show you how the side-by-side right-left solution would work. As of other feature that has been released since Android Studio Koala has been officially released in the stable channel, what are the ones that you like the most? This is a really huge improvement in my opinion, because I find myself often running side-by-side application on two or multiple devices in order to test the result of my changes in the code on multiple devices, especially if we're talking different SDK or different resolution. did you find any feature that really changed how you work day by day? Let me know down in the comment what you think of the latest release of Android Studio. And also, since Android Studio Ladybug has been announced and released in the alpha channel, let me also know if you'd like me to go through everything that has been released in that version of Android Studio, and I'll be sure to come up with a video going through all the feature and releases that Ladybug has received. That's all for me today. Thanks for watching. Consider giving the video a like and subscribe if you like my content and want to see more of it. And until the next time, peace!